The legendary sci-fi franchise Star Trek has captivated audiences for over 50 years with its vision of humanity's future among the stars. However, even the Noble Federation has secrets that it keeps hidden from the public. From dangerous technologies to heinous crimes against sentient beings, Starfleet has plenty that it wants to keep buried in classified archives, known only to high-ranking admirals. Section 31, Starfleet's shadowy intelligence agency, has retreated so deep into secrecy that by the 24th century it was virtually forgotten. So what are these shocking secrets that Starfleet doesn't want you to know? Stay tuned as we show you Star Trek 10 classified Star Trek secrets. Number 10. Yore. Do you remember when the Mirror Universe version of Philippa started acting weird in Season 3 of Discovery? She was having flashbacks, losing her mind, and glitching like a bad video game. Nobody on the ship knew what was wrong with her. They went to see Dr. Kovic, who showed them a secret file about an alien named Yore. He was a time-traveling soldier who came from another dimension. Sounds pretty cool, right? Well, not really. He died a horrible death because his molecules didn't like being in the wrong time and place. And guess what? The dimension he came from was probably the one from the new Star Trek movies. You know, the one where a crazy Romulan messed up the timeline with his big mining ship? Yeah, that one. Kovic said so himself, so Philippa was basically dying from being in the wrong movie. Ouch. But wait, keep watching as you won't believe the next secret. Number 9. The technology of the Genesis device. You know the Genesis device, right? That thing that can turn a barren rock into a lush paradise in just minutes? Well, it was supposed to be a good thing, but then Khan had to ruin it for everyone. He stole it, blew it up, and caused a lot of trouble for Starfleet. Because of that, Starfleet decided to keep the Genesis device a secret. They didn't want anyone to know how it worked, especially not the Klingons, who were super paranoid about it. But it turned out that the device was a flop anyway. It made planets that were unstable and prone to self-destruct. So even though the Genesis device was famous in the 23rd century, only a few people knew the real deal behind it. Maybe Starfleet or Section 31 still have some notes on it somewhere, or maybe some aliens tried to copy it, but we never saw any of that on screen. Maybe it's for the best, but hang on tight because you won't believe what's coming next, so keep those eyes glued. Number 8. Dangerous Borg files. Remember that epic Voyager episode where they meet the Borg for the first time? Well, Janeway was so nervous that she binge-watched every Borg documentary she could find, even the ones with a top secret sticker on them. Now you might have missed it, but when she was doing her homework on her laptop, you can see that the files she was reading were actually classified. Ooh, pretty sneaky. Now, why were they classified, you ask? Well, maybe because they had some juicy details about Borg gadgets, like those tiny robots that turn you into a cyborg, or those wires that make you share your thoughts with everyone. Starfleet probably learned a lot from poking around some dead Borgs, but they didn't want to share their findings with anyone else. Can you imagine if the Klingons or Romulans got their hands on that stuff? Yikes. Buckle up though, because you're in for a wild ride with this next revelation. Number 7. The Paxons. The Enterprise D crew had a bad case of amnesia after they met the Paxons, a bunch of grumpy aliens who hated visitors. The Paxons had a sneaky trick to make everyone who came near their planet forget they were ever there. They also made a fake wormhole to fool the sensors and make the crew think that they just had a weird trip. But Data, being a robot, was not affected by the Paxons' mind wipe. He tried to play along, but he was too smart for his own good, and left some clues that made Picard suspicious. Picard found out the truth and confronted Data, who spilled the beans. The Paxons were not happy and decided to erase their memories again, this time more thoroughly. Data kept his mouth shut after that and never told anyone about the Paxons. He probably felt lonely, but at least he had his cat. Number 6. Discovery and the Spore Drive. Discovery had a Spore Drive, a secret and super fast way to travel using mycelium, the stuff under mushrooms. It could go anywhere in the universe in seconds. Pretty awesome, right? But not everyone liked it. The Klingons who were fighting the Federation wanted to destroy it. They saw Discovery appear and disappear, but they didn't know how. They were confused and scared. Then a bad AI called Control tried to kill everyone. Discovery had to stop it by going to the future. Spock told Starfleet to lie and say Discovery was gone forever. They did, and no one ever used the Spore drive ever again. In the future, Discovery found the Federation in trouble. A thing called the burn had ruined most of the dilithium, which made the ships go fast. But Discovery still had the Spore drive, which made it special and helpful. They saved the Federation and solved the burn, and they had some fun too. But get ready to be amazed, because this next tidbit is a shocker. Number 5. The Morphogenic Virus. Ever heard of the Morphogenic Virus? Well, let me fill you in. Section 31 was a sneaky group that did bad things for the Federation. They wanted to win the war against the Dominion, so they made a virus that could kill the changelings, the shapeshifters who ruled the Dominion. They gave the virus to Odo, who was also a changeling, but a nice one. They hoped that he would spread it to his people when he touched them. But they messed up. Odo got sick, and Bashir found out what they did. He was angry, and he wanted to save Odo and other changelings. He used a gadget to get inside the head of a Section 31 guy and stole the cure from his brain. He gave it to Odo, who gave it to his people. Some people in the Federation didn't like that. They wanted the changelings to die. But Bashir and Odo did the right thing. They showed mercy, and they helped end the war. Number 4. The Pegasus. In Season 3 of Discovery, the ship got some cool new toys from the future. One of them was a cloaking device which let the ship go invisible. Now that was a big deal because Starfleet was not allowed to have cloaking devices for a very long time. Why? Well, because of a treaty they signed with the Romulans, who were very grumpy and didn't like anyone else to have cloaking devices. The treaty also made a border between them and the Federation and stopped them from fighting. It was good for peace, but bad for science. Some people in Starfleet were not happy about this. They secretly made a cloaking ship, the Pegasus, that could also go through walls. I mean, how cool is that? But something went wrong, and the ship got stuck inside a rock. Picard and his crew found it later, but they also told the truth to everyone. Number 3. The Mirror Universe Visitors from Discovery. Discovery had a crazy adventure in the Mirror Universe, the place where everyone is evil and wears leather. They found out that their captain, Lorca, was actually from there, and he wanted to kill the Empress, who was Philippa, but not the nice one who died, the mean one who ate Kelpians. Lorca failed, and he died too. Philippa survived, and she came back with Discovery to the normal universe, but she didn't like it here because everyone was too soft and boring. She joined Section 31, where she could be sneaky and bossy. But there was a problem. No one else knew about the Mirror Universe because it was a big secret. Only the top dogs of Starfleet knew about it, like Pike. They also knew that Philippa was not really her, but her evil twin. When she met other people, she had to pretend to be nice and friendly, but she hated it. Now brace yourselves, because you're about to uncover yet another stunning secret. Number 2. The Secret of Talos 4. Talos 4 was a planet with a very big secret. It had aliens called Talosians who could make you see anything they wanted. They could even make you feel better if you were hurt or sick, which sounds nice, right? Wrong. Starfleet was so scared of them that they made a rule that no one could ever go there, and if you did, you would die. Well, that sounds harsh, right? But Spock didn't care. He loved his old Captain Pike, who was in a wheelchair and couldn't talk. He wanted to take him to Talos 4 where he could be happy again. So he stole the Enterprise and took Pike there. Starfleet was not happy. They wanted to kill Spock for breaking the rule, but they changed their mind when they saw how much Pike liked the Talosians. They let Spock go, but they kept the rule. They didn't want anyone else to find out about Talos 4. It was their dirty little secret. Now get ready for the shocker of a lifetime, because this next secret is a doozy. Number 1. The Omega Directive. There was a scientist named Cataract who made a big boo-boo. He made an Omega molecule which was like a super atom that could power a whole planet. But he didn't know how to handle it, and it blew up in his face, literally. The explosion was so bad it broke subspace, which is like the space highway that lets ships go fast. No more warp, no more calls, no more fun, just a big mess. Starfleet was freaked out by this. They decided that Omega was too risky to exist, and they hid all the info about it. Only the big bosses knew about it, and their job was to destroy it if they ever saw it again. Voyager saw it again in the Delta Quadrant. Janeway had to tell her crew about Omega, and they had to blow it up too. But they were smarter than Cataract and they only damaged a small part of space.